the NBA Finals. Welcome and thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. Looking at the starting five for the Minnesota Timberwolves. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt. Randall and Gobert. Are in the middle, and it's Dosunmu in at the three. And for the Hornets, they've got Flag, Lauri Markkanen out there with Jaren Jackson. Then it's Knipple, and it's Arenas in at point guard. You look at Minnesota, this is the dream that this team and their players had at the start of the season. Now these teams get to live it.
Well, the pressure and stakes are at their greatest. Every decision and miscue is going to be analyzed and overanalyzed. You have to keep your cool and trust what got you here.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Here's the three. Knipple with the rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it.
Pass to Flag. And a nice finish on the layup.
Yeah, once Flag gets the ball in there, it's pretty much a done deal.
And here's Minnesota now. Randall outside, launches the three, sinks the tray.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Arenas, pass to Knipple. The three is up. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Outside, DiVincenzo. And it's Randall that time on the assist by DiVincenzo. Randall's got five now.
Letting Randall get inside with the ball was a bad mistake. His finishing ability got him to the bucket.
Here's Knipple, and counted from 19 feet away.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Here's Randall. 3 shots, 3 baskets. Great efficiency so far.
Well, Randall is a problem inside. He has so many ways he can beat you down there.
Pass to Knipple. Launches it. Counted from distance. Knipple's got his second bucket on the night.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And here's Dosunmu. The three, DiVincenzo on target from range.
Yeah, the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Charles Lee. His team is facing off with the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. As far as how they plan to defend him, Coach said it'll be a team effort. They plan to rotate who has him defensively, and Coach's words were, Ant is so special. You have to guard him with the numbers. That's it.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. DiVincenzo can't hit. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Markkanen outside. Pass to Flag. Back to Markkanen for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. The drive by DiVincenzo.
Well, I love seeing DiVincenzo be opportunistic on offense. He's very effective when he seeks out his own shot.
And timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Minnesota will go for a different look here. Diabate's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Michael Porter comes in for Julius Randle. Phillips is checked in for Dosunmu. And it's Highland in for DiVincenzo. .151 left in the first quarter. Williams a screen on Highland. Oh, he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Charlotte's shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
Arenas taking 2 shots.
That one's off. Conley's checked in for Minnesota. Good on the second one. And so it's Conley who brings up the ball for Minnesota. Outside Porter. A minute 29 left to play in the first. Edwards, the pass to Conley. Shot clock at 5. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, I can't tell you what a difference second chance points make in a game. That can be the factor that swings the outcome.
Here's Arenas. Pass to Levine. This one for 3. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
A well-practiced shooter. Levine has complete confidence in his shooting game.
Edwards. Okongwu with the rebound.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Williams, a screen on Highland. Now Okongwu. Left side Levine. And he misses the go-ahead basket. The Timberwolves have got 6 of 10 attempts to fall. Here's Porter. Okongwu with the rebound.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
Here's Arenas. Pass to Williams. Here's Levine. Takes a 3. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
What a huge shot to beat the buzzer. My goodness.
Oh, man, that's like stealing 3 points. Big time finish to the quarter.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Charlotte on top, leading by just 2. And we'll be back right after this. And here we go. The NBA Finals continue here on 2K Sports. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
They've got Derek Lively. Ben Simmons is out there with Peyton Watson. Then there's Zach LaVine, and it's Arenas in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
It doesn't get any easier than that. The defense has to play better.
Pass to Randall. Fires for 3. Lively grabs the miss.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
And he's going for the lob. Throw it down on the lob.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam, B.A.
Defense disorganized. Defense pays. Timberwolves trail by 6. Pass to Randall. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Randall's got 9.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Here's Arenas. He's guarded by Conley. Here's Levine for 3. Diabate grabs the board. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting it with confidence. 54% so far. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On the wing, Porter. Minnesota needs to get off a shot. The shot by Diabate, no good.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
Charlotte's shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good. A big group substitution here for Charlotte. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Lively. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Simmons. Flags checked in for Watson. And Knippel subbed in for Levine. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Anthony Edwards is checked in for Mike Conley. He's perfect from the line this time. And so it's Highland who brings up the ball for the T-Wolves. 6-point game. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Top scorers in the playoffs on our 2K leaderboard. The fourth spot held by Anthony Edwards. And, of course, Con Knippel.
Seems like these two can always find points, no matter what big game pressure they're playing under.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Randall deciding where to go with it. From outside the arc. And it's Highland, that time on the assist by Randall.
That's why you keep your head up. If the assist is there, you can pounce.
Here's Arenas. Jackson with a screen on Highland. Pass to Knippel. There's the triple. Gets the three to fall. Knippel's gotten his third basket of the night.
The rookie Con Knippel with the confident answer. 3 of his own after the one on the other side.
Randall, pass to Porter. Back to Randall. Now here's Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. From the arc. The rebound by Markkanen.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Flag. He's guarded by Highland. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Pass to Randall. Cash. Assisting on the play was Porter. Randall's got 4 points in the quarter.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
And there's a pick. Here he goes. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they play and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Here's Edwards following the bucket by the Hornets. Down low. Diabate's shot is good.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
Charlotte leading by 4. Here's Arenas. 5 points in the game. Knippel with a bucket.
Another great pro from my alma mater. Con Knippel making a name for himself. I mean, this guy has a fantastic shape.
Now here's Highland. 41 seconds left in the first half. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Arenas with the bucket. And it's an 8-point Charlotte lead.
And taking a look at this first half, they've just shown better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively, moving the ball and creating high-percentage looks.
Now here's Randall. 11 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. Outside, Highland. Let's go with a 3. Drills it from deep. Highland's got 6 here in the quarter.
Look, you love to see this kind of team chemistry. Let's see more of that.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Charlotte on top. They lead by 5. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
First half of this postseason contest, and it hasn't been a great game so far for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I've seen more stops in All-Star games. What do they call the guys? Oh, yeah, Matador defense. They just let scorers go by.
Ole, ole, ole! Seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. They've made it this far, game 1 of the NBA Finals. Shaq, how much brighter is the spotlight here in this championship round?
It doesn't get any brighter. This is where you need your stars to be stars and your moons to be moons and your galaxies to be galaxies.
You know, Ernie, this is what you dream about. But you got to stay in the moment. You got to focus on things that got you here.
How about planets to be planets? Does that apply here as well?
Yes, that does.
Thanks. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And time for us to get back into it here in game 1. Julius Randle has been sensational.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Charlotte leading by 5. Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. Randle and Gobert are in the middle. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt. And it's Dosunmu in it to 3.
Yeah, he was making sure of that one. Jackson with the strong finish.
And Minnesota with possession here. Outside, DiVincenzo. Back to Randle. Inside. Here's Gobert. The 3, DiVincenzo. They get the rebound. Inside, Gobert puts it in.
Well, that's what Gobert is out there to do. Using his size to win second chances at the hoop.
Jackson with a screen on DiVincenzo. On the take. And he goes in for the dunk.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. Even the guards are attacking the basket.
Now here's Randle. He's got 11. DiVincenzo can't hit. Here's Knippel. Pass to Arenas from behind the arc. Randle pulls down the board. Timberwolves trail by 7. Here is DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. Puts up a 3. Dosunmu outside. Now DiVincenzo. Back to Dosunmu. 4 on the clock. Sinks it from distance. Dosunmu's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Charles Lee wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Substitution on the court.
And the Hornets with possession here. They lead by 4. Simmons with a screen on DiVincenzo, and the officials will call the illegal screen here.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Now here's DiVincenzo. He's got 5. Back to Randall. Oh, Simmons with the block.
An all-defensive selection in this league. Ben Simmons has all the tools to be elite on this end. They have no answer defensively inside.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight.
Team foul. At the line for Charlotte, Ben Simmons. 1 shot.
Free throw good, Simmons. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
And we'd all love to hear what goes on in those huddles, but we just get the snapshots.
Well, as a coach, you want to cover just 1 or 2 major points. And that way guys can absorb it and go out and execute.
On defense, the Hornets. 7-point differential. Gobert, no good.
Yeah, credit the defense there, not allowing the easy layup.
And he drives in. He gets the shot to fall, and the defender wasn't set. He's called for the block. A 3-point opportunity here. Charlotte shooting their 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
Second team foul. At the line for Charlotte, Arenas. 1 shot.
And that one misses. Timberwolves trail by 9. Sumu outside. There's the drive. The open shot, Randall. Shot is good, off the back rim and in. And that's 13 points for Julius Randle.
Clearly, Randall is locked in. Every trip down, he's attacking the defense and finding ways to beat them.
Shot is good by Levine.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on, they're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now here's Sumu. Pass to Randall. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Hornets leading by 7. Lively with a screen on Gobert. Going inside.
Oh, excellent way to pad the lead.
Yeah, especially when it's your one throwing it down like that.
It shows you're able to attack the rim from any position.
Gobert with a screen on Simmons. To the middle. Oh! Gobert hammers it home.
Yeah, Gobert making good on the threat of his height and length. Just hammering it down.
Outside Levine. Nails it from beyond the arc. Levine's got 6 in the quarter.
He's getting it done offensively, making winning plays at every turn.
DiVincenzo, pass to Randall. Now to Sumu, defended by Watson. Back to Randall. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Randall's got 16 points now.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Here's Levine for 3. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. Back to the game after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Mark Williams out there with a Kongwu. Then it's flagged. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Knipple in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
Yeah, an underrated passer. Randall has a nice feel for the game and is willing to keep his teammates involved.
Pass to Knipple. Takes the three. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
Now here's Randall. To the inside. Diamante. Powered down after the assist. Led him to the lane.
Not a lot of guys with the size that Randall has can run the pick and roll. It's impressive how you can put him on either side of it.
Here's Flag. Here's LaVine for three. And Charlotte another three.
He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. After the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Drives to the hoop. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
And that was a smart drive by Flag. The defender was compromised, and Cooper took advantage.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for Charlotte.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And they've been letting it rain from the mid-range. A throwback approach that's really working well for them in this one.
And he drops the first.
And this young man, Cooper Flag, is a highly rated prospect. You can almost call him a stretch and point forward. Such a unique talent.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Williams. And Lauri Markkanen subbed in for Zach LaVine. And the Timberwolves will go for a different look here. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Diabate. The Sumu comes in for Michael Porter. Edwards, he's checked in for Shannon. And Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley.
It's one thing to prevent the layup. It's another to do it without fouling. Just terrific defense.
To the paint. Here's Jackson. On easy two on the layup.
Well, this is why you get Jackson Jr. the ball inside. He has a good sense for how to capitalize down.
Here's Edwards. Stolen. Here they come with numbers in transition. Now Markkanen. Flag outside. 6 to shoot. Gobert pulls it down. Timberwolves trail by 10. Edwards rises up and powers it down.
Terrific play by Edwards. Moves like this are what makes him so much fun to watch.
The Hornets making a switch here. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened to Charles Lee talk to his team. He seemed pleased with his team's performance, saying, quote, "We're on track. We're doing everything right. Keep it tight out there, and let's take back the lead in this series." Back to you.
Thanks for that, Allie.
And that's why they let Flag handle the ball. I mean, he makes great decisions.
Edwards taking on all comers.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession. He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option.
Gobert inside. Defended by Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Arenas. Clock at 6. Here's Flag. Oh, the drop pass, and he dumps it down.
And as the clock winds down, it'll be interesting to see how both teams adjust in Game 2. But confidence building indeed for the Hornets.
They had to fight for this one. With the game hanging in the balance a couple of times, they made winning plays, Grant.
It's all about having a strong mentality. What's interesting is that any time momentum turned against them, instead of folding, they responded with their own attack.
And they're off to a strong start in these NBA Finals, going up 1-0.
They really sent a clear message tonight that they intend to win this series. They played with real determination out there, and you just hope they can maintain this energy level.
And Chris Finch has called timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Here's DiVincenzo. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth. Count it! Don't do anything silly. Just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs. This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Oh, the shot is off. Driving to the basket. Wow! Some trickery!
Impressive job by this team, and you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Charlotte takes this one by a big margin. And it always takes a lot of pressure off a team when they get the win in game one.
It's the most important game of the series. They've shown they know how to beat this team. The formula's in place. Now they just have to stick with it for the next few games.
So that's a wrap for the first game of the NBA Finals. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And time now to present our player of the game.
That they never could touch. All of my life they be calling me rough. I guess they had enough. I be doing too much. I guess they had enough of me doing it. I've been looking at friends trying to pick one to trust. Why say you love me when it was just when you just could have told me you just want? My bad. I could have told you I passed. They matched my foot on the gas. Cause all of you goofy. None of you know how to act. Sad. One give you my last. Hey, something you never might have. I look at them and I laugh. Why I gotta tell you the